Hello students. The Chinese philosopher Confucius has rightly said, if you are positive, you will see opportunities instead of obstacles. With this positive vibe, I would like to begin today's class, which would brighten up your day. Good morning to all. I welcome you all to today's class of English. Dear students, today we will go through lesson 5 of your grammar book, that is verbs. A verb is called an action word. It is a part of speech that indicates an action or state of existence. The examples are talked, walked, is singing, will have danced, etc. Verbs may be in different forms of tenses, we could say. So these kind of examples are given. There are many more examples. Today we will know about various kinds of classifications of verb. Verbs are classified as regular verb and irregular verb. It is also classified as finite verb and non-finite verb. We will also know the various kinds of non-finite verb, that is infinitives, gerunds and participles. Look at your book on page number 33. In exercise A, you are asked to write various forms of verbs, other words for the verbs given here. The verbs are communicate, walk, eat, think, look. I think you will be able to do it. So please try it. And in exercise B, this will be solved and it will be given to you and as your PDF. What you have to do here, some words are in this sentences missing here, and you have to identify the places where the words are missing and you have to put a slash and you have to write the missing verbs. Generally the verbs are helping verbs in the space where you will put a slash. Then we will know about regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs which are forms whereas it is its past tense and past participle by adding ed. For example, bake will be baked, baked. Generally we know about three kinds of verbs, that is a base form, past tense form and participle. So since bake spelling is BAKE, so only D will be added in both the cases. Most of the cases of verbs, the third form of verbs, the past tense and the past participle are same, like play, played, played. But in some of the cases, like drive, drove, driven, driven is also there. Similarly, write, wrote, written. So we have to know this kind of changes. Then an irregular verb forms is past tense and past participle in several ways. Like come will be came and had come. So it is base form or present tense form, past tense form and perfect tense. With some of the verbs, all the three forms are same, like put, put, put. Cut will be cut and cut, the same spellings. Shut, 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 shut and shut. There are 4-5 verbs like that. Exercise C. In exercise C, you have to correct the sentences and rewrite them in your notebook. Like sometimes the students, those who don't know the proper verb forms, they used to write the past tense of buy as buyed, or cost will be costed, or throw will be throwed, or made will be maked, or weeped as the past tense of weep. So all these words should the past tense should be known properly Like buy will be bought, costed will be cost, thrown will be thrown, because it is with had, so it is perfect tense, so that's why it is had thrown. Otherwise in past tense form it would have been threw. Then creeped, instead of creeped it is crept. Okay, catch will be caught, maked is made, wept is wept, withdrawed is withdrew. Okay, but the moment has of had will be there, then third form of the verb you have to write, withdraw will be withdrawn. Then we have finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs are those kind of verbs which could change according to the subject or the number. Like suppose we'll see some features of finite verbs. Finite verbs have a subject, they show tense, they show number which will agree with the subject. Like if you say that he, then we will write goes to school, because goes is the goes is the verb used with singular noun. Then a sentence cannot be formed without a finite verb. And there are various forms of finite verbs according to the tense and the subject. Like if it is present tense, then you could say that I am going to school. If it is perfect tense, then I have gone to school or I had gone to school. So various forms are there. Non-finite verbs have nothing to do with the doer or subject or the number. Whatever may be the subject or the number, the form of verb remains the same. Like they do not have a subject, do not show tense, do not show number. A sentence may be complete without an infinitive or gerund and participle, present or past. So suppose if we say as the example shown in your book, that is I went to the gym to exercise. If it is you instead of I, that is you went to the gym to exercise, or they went to the gym to exercise, in all the cases to exercise will be the same, no change. Like there are three kinds of non-finite verb, that is infinitive, gerunds and participles. There are two kinds of infinitives, that is infinitive to and bare infinitive. So whenever we will use infinitive, if we put to with a verb form, that will be in base form, like to go, to dance, to walk, to play, like that. So whatever may be the subject or the number, the form of the verb will remain the same. Gerunds are those forms where the forms are functioning as nouns. Like whenever we talk about a word with ing, we feel that it is in continuous tense, but it will be continuous tense when we have a helping verb with it. Suppose I am going to school, he is playing in the ground. So in both the cases, helping verb is there with the ing word. When there will be no helping verb with the ing forms, and they will behave as a subject or a noun, not exactly subject or object behaves as noun, it will be gerund. Like smoking is injurious to health. Here smoking have ing, but it is working as noun because is used after it. Then we have participles. Participles definition is given in your book. A participle is a verb form that can function as an adjective in a sentence. It is also used as continuous or perfect forms of tenses. So what we have learnt, that infinitives use as verbs along with to or without to. Without to, how infinitives will be used? Like if you say that the clone made us laugh, the children made us laugh, the people made us laugh, in all the cases laugh will be as it is, and it doesn't have a to also, so it is bare infinitive. So infinitives used as verbs, gerunds used as nouns, and participles are used as adjective, and sometimes they are used as tenses like continuous tense or perfect tense. So these are the three kinds of non-finite verbs. Here on exercise F, in the case of exercise F, here before that I would like to tell you that what are present participle and what are past participle. Present participles are generally ending with ing, and past participles will have ed, d or t with them. Ed will be like play, played, played. After play, play, we have ed. Then after bake, bake is already there, so bake only d we will add. Or sometimes in the case of learn, learn, the tense will change into learnt, learnt. So it depends on the formation of the verbs that we have to use d, ed or t in the case of past participle. In the case of present participle, there will be ing verbs which will use as adjectives. So in this exercise F, you have to use ing, ed or d or t which will be suitable. Like it is interesting story, repaired computer, excited children, sleeping giant. You have to speak and you have to try what will be suiting here. You cannot write interested story, repairing computer, exciting children, slept giant. These kind of things we will not use. So better you speak whether ing will be used or the past participle will be used. Present or past which will be used here, that you have to try yourself. Although the exercise is solved for you. Now this exercise, circle the gerund and underline the present participles. Gerunds and present participles both will have ing after them, so it might be confusing for you. So you have to understand whether the ing words, a sentence in both the cases in a sentence are having ing and the same word, but you have to know that it is working as gerund or present participle. It is working as noun or adjective. So it has been solved for you. Go through it. If you won't understand, I'll teach it again, and in live classes I will teach, and those who are whose live classes I am not taking, your teacher who is teaching you will make it understand. Then number H, here 8 verbs are given, and each with each ing word you have to make two sentences for each word, one in participle and another in gerund. 4 sentences I'll make, and 1 2 3 4, these 4 questions I'll send you, and 5 6 7 8 you will try your own. Okay students, I hope that up to here you might have understood. If you don't, go through the video once again, and the rules and features are written in your book also, so you will know it. Now, so be careful to distinguish between a gerund and a participle. A gerund acts as a noun, as in sentence, he likes painting pictures. A participle often acts as adjectives. It qualifies a noun or a pronoun. For example, he bought new painting gloves. Here this painting is qualifying the noun gloves. So when a word is qualifying a noun, that is called adjective. And in the previous sentence, he likes painting pictures, here painting is acting as noun because it is written just after the verb. So it is working as an object, which is a noun here. So I think this is enough for today's class. Rest of the portion I'll teach another day. So dear students, go through the things very carefully, very sincerely. Some of the things might be difficult for you and new for you, but you go through the video very well. And whenever you have any problem, if you want to know the things again, I'll be always there. The classes where I'm not taking live classes, you may ask your teacher who teaches you there. Going to wind up here. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day. Thank you.